random. This is going to be a fun match. Unfortunately, we lost someone sort of last minute, but what's going to happen is the winner of this will go on to face Caleb at a later date. It just happened that Caleb wasn't feeling well and just didn't want to do it when he's not at his best. That I agree with. So, but we do have some great competitors. To one side of me, we've got Andrew. Andrew, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. This is definitely a category that as soon as I saw was a topic, I was like, I'm in, because I do a little bit of my own writing. So screenwriters are someone that I try to pay attention to, and I have a lot of respect for.
And going up against them is Jake Marangoni. Jake, how are you feeling?
Well, the world's a stage, and the men and women are merely players. I'm feeling good. I've never really I guess with questions and all, you never really get who wrote this, who wrote that, and I think it's mainly just because most people don't care about writers the same way they do about directors and actors. And I'm just happy that this is the match to just appreciate people who write the films. Yeah, like Andrew, I write in my spare time. Want to be a writer, but yeah, this is going to be fun. I did a little bit of studying, but this is what I like about exhibition matches. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, just as long as I do well enough that I'll be happy with. I'm currently one and one in random matches, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah, and when this challenge was brought up, I thought, yeah, I'll do it because it's the one part of movies which they don't really get questions about, and people argue shouldn't get questions about. But it's part of movies. You've got exactly, especially a certain Kirk out there. I'm pretty sure has disagreed so much on that. But anyway, how the random match goes. Now I've sort of found a groove and got this. The main round is going to be 30 questions long, and then at the end of this, we go into a 3-minute speed round, and then after that, which is a winner point, loser point round, but I'll recap that when we get to it anyway. But the first question is, how many MCU movies did Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely work on? And Andrew.
3.
And Jake.
4.
It was 6. They worked on the Captain America trilogy, For the Dark World, Infinity War, and Endgame.
I knew the last 2 Avengers films. I didn't know first and Dark World. Oh.
Yeah.
Should have known that would be like something MCU related.
What movie released in 1960 starring Shirley MacLaine and Jack Lemmon did Billy Wilder write? And Jake.
The thing Jeff Schneider can't afford, The Apartment.
And Andrew.
One of my all-time favorites, The Apartment.
And both players are on the board. And the next question is, William Goldman is credited as writing the screenplay for 3 movies based on Stephen King's work. Name one of them.
You said name one?
Just one, yep.
Yeah.
And Andrew.
Dreamcatcher?
That is correct. And Jake.
Stand By Me?
No. He wrote Misery, Dreamcatcher, and Hearts in Atlantis.
Okay.
I always forget about Hearts in Atlantis.
Hearts in Atlantis, wow.
And the next question is, who won the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay in 2011 for The Social Network? And Jake.
Aaron Sorkin.
And Andrew.
It's his only win. That's a crime, Aaron Sorkin.
And the next question is, which director is credited for co-writing Armageddon? Andrew.
Michael Bay.
And
Abrams.
Oh.
Next question is, which Oscar-nominated screenwriter is credited for co-writing the screenplay for Oliver and Company?
Do we get repeats? I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember.
you get 3 repeats. Yeah.
Can I get one of those?
Yep. Which Oscar-nominated screenwriter is credited for co-writing the screenplay for Oliver and Company? And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And Jake.
This is a guess. Paul Schrader.
And Andrew.
Joel Cohen?
No, believe it or not, it was James Mangold, the director and writer of Logan. Yeah.
I guess he's nominated.
Yeah. Which famous author is credited for writing the screenplay for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and You Only Live Twice?
Oh, what's
Oh, I almost screwed that up.
And Andrew.
Philip Roth.
And Jake.
I wrote Ian Fleming and then I changed it to Roald Dahl.
That is correct. And Jeremy almost made that same mistake. Next question is, which Star Wars actress, once I actually find the question again, wrote the Meryl Streep movie Postcards from the Edge? And Andrew started writing it before I finished the question. Jake.
Famous script doctor, Carrie Fisher.
And Andrew.
Having a great time. Wish I were here. Carrie Fisher.
And the next question is, which famous film critic wrote the movie Beyond the Valley of the Dolls?
Why am I blanking on his name?
And Andrew.
Roger Ebert.
That's correct. And Jake.
What a weird movie, Roger Ebert.
And Jeremy said if you got it wrong, you would have been fools, but you didn't, so you're not fools. The next question is, Steve Kloves wrote the screenplays for all the Harry Potter movies except one. Who wrote Order of the Phoenix?
I knew it was fun.
I did too. Damn it.
Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And Jake.
J.K. Rowling.
And Andrew.
David Yates.
It was Michael Goldenberg.
Love that guy.
The next question is, name 2 of the 4 screenwriters that wrote a segment for the movie 4 Rooms. And Andrew.
Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez.
And Jake.
Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino.
That is correct. The other 2 screenwriters, Alison Anders and Alexandre Rockwell. The Coen brothers are credited as screenwriters on which Angelina Jolie directed movie?
Oh, what's it called?
It's a pretty forgettable title.
Yeah, it is.
Jake.
It's because the main character is unbroken. Get it?
Andrew.
Oh, is that what it means? I just guessed Unbroken.
And next question is, Woody Allen wrote and starred in which 1965 movie?
Right and starred, you said?
Wrote and starred.
Oh, God.
I'm misspelling the crap out of this, but
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jake.
What's New Pussycat?
That is correct. Andrew.
Yes.
yeah, it came to me too late. I said Crimes and Misdemeanors.
That's 89, but
Yeah.
The next question is, Nora Ephron is credited as a screenwriter on what 2005 movie that's based on a TV show? Or rather, extremely loosely based. And Andrew.
Julia?
And Jake.
shout out Janine the Machine, Bewitched.
Fudge!
Next question is, which famous author is credited for writing the first 2 Superman movies? This is one I actually didn't know until I looked
This is
it
a
up.
great one. This is a great one.
And Jake.
I rewatched the Godfather trilogy the other day, Mario Puzo.
And Andrew.
No, that's incredible. I said John Steinbeck.
And the next question is, Ernest Lehman wrote the screenplays for 3 musicals that were released in the 60s. Name 2 of them.
Oh, God.
No, that's the 60s.
I know one.
Yeah, I do too.
And Andrew.
Oliver and My Fair Lady?
And Jake.
West Side Story and The Sound of Music.
Jake gets it.
Ah.
The other one that he wrote was Hello, Dolly.
Did he write My Fair Lady?
No, he
He
didn't.
did not.
Oh, okay, good.
Um,
I misread that.
but the next question will hurt myself if anyone gets this wrong.
Uh-oh.
I know what it is.
Peter Jackson co-wrote the screenplay to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Name 2 of the other 3 screenwriters.
I'm sorry, Malcolm. It came up in my studies, but it's not coming to me.
Andrew.
I said Jay and Silent Bob.
Very interesting film.
They'll make really different Lord of the Rings movies, Jake.
Philippa Boyens and Peter Jackson's wife, Fran Walsh.
That is correct. And the other one was Stephen Sinclair, who only worked on The Two Towers.
I was going to say, yeah.
Paul Schrader directed and wrote what 2017 movie starring Ethan Hawke?
One of my favorites from last year.
Jake.
Best Reformed.
And Andrew.
Been meaning to watch it. First Reformed.
And the next question is, what was Oliver Stone's first screenplay Oscar nomination? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jake
Midnight Express.
and Andrew.
Platoon?
Midnight Express is correct.
Yeah, tap the screenplay. She won.
The next question is, who's the only person to have won 3 solo Oscars for Best Screenplay, Adapted or Original at the Oscars? And they only wrote it themselves. They didn't have any other collaboration. That's what I mean by that.
Oh no.
And they're both ready. Jake
Patty Chayefsky.
and Andrew.
Francis Marion?
Paddy Chayefsky is correct.
I thought he only won 2.
I could only think of Network and Hospital. I don't know what the third one is.
I will look that up after this and let you know. But just to recap the scores after 20 questions, Jake is running away with the lead with 16 points. Andrew has 8. But it can easily change. But the next question is, who wrote the Screenwriters?
Sorry, you froze for a sec.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who wrote the screenplay for 1997's Boogie Nights? And Andrew.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
And Jake.
My boy PTA.
The next question is, who is the only black screenwriter to win the Best Original Screenplay Award at the Oscars?
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I had the same feeling.
And Jake.
Earlier, but Jordan Peele.
And Andrew.
Someone earlier.
Jordan Peele.
And the next question is, Woody Allen is both the oldest winner and the oldest nominee in the Best Original Screenplay category. Name the movie he won to become the oldest winner or was nominated to become the oldest nominee. It's 2 different movies, just to clarify that. And Andrew.
Midnight in Paris.
And Jake.
I was nominated for Blue Jasmine, but yeah, it's Midnight in Paris.
And the next question is, Buck Henry co-wrote the screenplay for what 2001 comedy starring Goldie Hawn and Warren Beatty?
Damn it.
Oh my god.
Not the direction I thought you were going to go with this writer.
Okay. What is that? Oh my god, I know it.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jake.
Took me a second there. Town and Country.
And Andrew.
No blank boards. Overboard.
Town and Country is correct. And the next question is, how many Star Wars movies is Lawrence Kasdan credited as a screenwriter on? Five. And both boards are up. Andrew.
4.
And Jake.
Fantastic Four.
That is correct.
Empire Return, Force Awakens, and Solo. Yeah.
Yep. That. And the next question is, James Cameron is credited as a writer of which Sylvester Stallone movie? And Jake.
Shut up, Koyama, First Blood Part 2.
And Andrew.
That makes sense. I said cliffhanger.
And that is correct. And the next question is, who is credited as the screenwriter on 2018's Can You Ever Forgive Me and 2013's Enough Said?
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh God.
I love Enough Said. What is?
God.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jake
No, I said 90 Minds. Bad guess.
and Andrew.
Julie Powers.
It is not. It's Nicole Holofcener.
Okay.
Which Oscar-nominated screenwriters worked on the script for Jurassic Park 3?
Oh God. Oh no.
You're looking for 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's his name? What's his name?
The answer
Oh God. I can see their face.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
repeat. Which Oscar-nominated screenwriters worked on the script for Jurassic Park 3?
Oh God.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jake.
I knew Alexander Payne. I couldn't come up with the answer. I said Mark Ball.
And Andrew.
I also knew Alexander Payne, but I had like David something.
It was Alexander Payne and Jim Taylor.
Jim Taylor! Damn! That's going to be the one question that haunts me in this match.
Yeah. The next question is, which British screenwriter is credited with writing Yesterday and Bean?
Oh, what's his name?
And Jake.
Yesterday sucked. Richard Curtis.
And Andrew.
I knew the last name began with a C, so I wrote like David Cornish.
And the last question in the main round. What actress wrote the screenplay for the romantic comedy Ruby Sparks?
Not where I played with that.
Ooh.
Said actress, yeah?
Actress, yep.
Oh God. Trying to remember who played the actual character.
Oh. Okay, so I could be right there.
All right, and Andrew.
No blank boards. Angelica Houston.
Jake.
Granddaughter to director Elia Kazan, Zoe Kazan.
Zoe Kazan! God.
All right. So going into the speed round, we've got Jake in the lead with 24 points. We've got Andrew with 12 points. And I've only got 6 questions for the speed round.
Great.
So what I'm going to say is to prolong Andrew's suffering.
Let's do
I
it.
don't think we need. We're going to do the
Let's do
speed
it
run.
anyway.
Yeah. Right. So this can change a little bit, but we'll see what happens. But
Stats.
3 minutes is on the clock. Every time they get a question wrong, they lose a point. If they get it right, they gain a point. And your first question is: who is credited for writing the script to Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Oh wait, repeat the question.
Yep. Who is credited for writing the script to Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Can't believe it.
Almost
Still
had
upset
him.
Miss Jim Taylor.
Jake.
I had Amy Heckling, and then I changed it to Cameron Crowe.
And Andrew.
I almost had him. Cameron Crowe.
The next question is: which screenwriter was portrayed by Bryan Cranston in a 2015 movie and wrote the screenplay for Spartacus? And just to be a dick, I need both names.
Oh!
Wait, what?
Oh!
Wait.
No! Oh, no!
Wait, what do you mean both names? As in?
Well, no, it's the same. It's the same name on.
Okay.
I need both as in first and last.
We know the movie is his last name.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Jake.
Okay. It's Dalton Trumbo.
And Andrew.
Dalton Trumbo.
Nice.
That's correct. I wouldn't be
Maybe
that
like
much.
his pseudonym or something, because he was blacklisted. Like,
Yeah, I was like, what pen name did he use?
Yeah, I wouldn't be that much of a dick to you.
Okay.
But the next question is: what 1984 science fiction movie was written by David Lynch? Andrew.
Dune.
And Jake.
Dune.
That is correct. And the next question is: James Ivory is the oldest winner of the Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar. What movie did he write to become the oldest winner? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Andrew.
It's wrong. Left the right one in.
Jake.
The Immaculate Call Me By Your Name.
Oh. Should have known that one.
The next question is, and potentially the last one, see how the time works. Richard Linklater wrote which coming-of-age movie that was released in 1993?
I still have not yet to see.
Oh, wait. Oh, is it that one or is it the other one? Oh, god damn.
And Jake.
Dazed and Confused?
And Andrew.
Slacker?
Dazed and Confused is correct.
I almost had Slacker. I swear to God, I was like, wait, did I just screw up my release dates? Because isn't that like 91 or something? 92?
Yeah, I thought Dazed and Confused was 91.
Oh, wow. Last question? We're just going to go with it?
Let's do it.
Yeah, that was the last. That was the last question.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
No, according to IMDb, Dazed and Confused did come out in 93. So
Okay, good.
yeah. But that does mean and your winner with a score of 29 points is Jake Marangoni. Jake, how did you feel about the match today, and do you have any words for Caleb?
This is fun, honestly. The score doesn't mean anything. I really had a good time with Andrew. Screenwriters is fun, and I did much better than I thought I was going to do. I think I've always had this, like, nervousness like an hour or two before a match where I'm like, wait a minute, do I really know anything? I felt that way against Jeremy with Oscars. I felt that way against Robert and Cody with Spider-Man, and on Caleb was there in the Oscars match, I guess. But yeah, this is fun, and I give credit to Andrew. We both had some good pulls, and yeah, but I am looking forward to. I guess I'm looking forward to seeing how Caleb when that match gets down the line. But I'm curious as to seeing how he would have done in this match. And I don't know how my accuracy went, but I'm sure I'd be high up the list there. The rankings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will be up there.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
work that. I'll definitely work that out up there. But Andrew, how you got 13 points at the end? How did you sort of feel about how the match?
I feel good. There's like one or two that I knew, and I think I rushed to answer. I feel good otherwise. Jake was the one that as soon as I saw his name added to the screenwriters list, I was like, oh God, I gotta play Jake. But I had a good time. I really did. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know when I'll do the part 2 with Jake versus Caleb, but that might be the first one I decide to do at the start of the next year to kick off. But
Nice.
but that's it for this week. Next week got Seinfeld match with Ryan Permson taking on Emma. Nazario had to drop out, but I'm adding him to the second Seinfeld match, which will be later on. But so he's not completely out as well. But that's it from here. Jake, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Pretentious Hack, the P and the H caps on Twitter. I'm also on Letterboxd, so yeah, if you want to just see what movies I'm watching, studying for matches, I guess. So yeah, you can look there, and You can also find me on Multiplex. I'm now back being a writer for Movie Warzone, and I look forward to seeing Andrew and Ethan in the Warzone teams.
And Andrew, where can people find you online?
Not on Instagram or Twitter, but I am on Facebook. And I'm on Letterboxd as well under Andrew Barr. One word, the A in Andrew and the B in Barr capitalized. I am in Multiplex and Full Metal, where I personally can't wait to see Jake and Michael blow through the competition.
And you can find me on Rankum, hosting it on tape. You can find me on Tape Free Productions hosting Rankum every Sunday night. We just had a good episode on 90s comedy TV series. And you can also find me hosting Formula Random every Tuesday. You can also find me competing all over the place in all the fan leagues all over the place. And on Twitter, led on Stardust at Malcolm. And until next week, stay random.